Joining me to help us understand is Vonny Sweetland. Vonny, before we went to commercial, we were discussing how there is an active petition put forward by a now independent Conservative senator, Denise Batters.
She was removed from caucus.
She was removed from caucus as a senator, but she has put forward a petition prior to her removal that she would like a leadership review. She doesn't want to wait till the next convention. It was very convenient, I'll use convenient in quotes, for there to have been a federal policy convention in 2021, right before the federal election. And now Erin O'Toole if everything goes according to plan, he will get a second kick at the can, because you can't have a convention that quickly, or you don't have to for at least 2 years in the party.
Yes. Well, look, I'll just say this. We know that Senator Batters has come out into the media, on social media, and she has basically unveiled all of her feelings, which is fine. If some people want to use Twitter as a journal, have at it. But she did say one thing that I think we need to provide some context around.
Sure.
She had stated that the leader had removed her from caucus, terminated her, if you will, by voicemail. And she was very upset about this. When we actually found out later that the leader had called her several times to try to have an in-person conversation with her over the phone, and she didn't answer those calls. And so he left a voicemail. This was upsetting to her, and she said, look, I was left a voicemail. Well, you know what? Answer your phone.
Okay, well, at least the leader tried to call her. I didn't even get back.
Yes, well, you know what? Exactly. And I just said, my take on it was, take your voicemail and be happy with that. Some of us might say,
well,
look.
no, but I can see why she would be frustrated. And not with the voicemail. I think that's a red herring. That's not but what it comes down to is the leader selected by the members. Ultimately, it's the members who are the party. It's the members who get to decide. This is not a dictatorship. That is not the way this party's set up. It seems reasonable to me that the membership is concerned having to wait 2 full years for another, well, I guess now a year and a half, for another leadership review. Usually elections are every 4 years. We're in a minority. Is it unreasonable for if enough members and with the mechanism within the party say, you know what, I would really like a chance to review the leadership. And who knows, maybe Erin O'Toole will survive that and people can go back to business, and the sooner we get this dealt with, the better. Or maybe not, or maybe they'll say, you know what, we actually want to try someone else. I hear even there's some people trying to organize already for a federal leadership run. So read the tea leaves for me.
Well, look, I'll just say this. I don't think all of the membership feels that way. In fact, we know this first attempt failed because there are not that many members who feel this way. I do believe it's a small group who are working in a silo, and they do not reflect the entire membership. So that is why people are saying, look, we don't want this right now. We want to be focused on the things that are actually affecting Canadians, like inflation, like the fact that people are not able to put food on the table for their families, like the fact that the pandemic has stretched everybody extremely thin. Conservatives want to focus on those very hard-hitting issues and deliver for Canadians. They don't want to be focused on a leadership review after they just had one. So are there some people who feel this way? Sure. And that's natural after an election loss. Is it an overwhelming amount of people? Absolutely not.
Okay, but this same kind of leadership review concept can be applied almost to any party. They may not have the same mechanism, but it exists. Let's take a survey of the land. Maybe Justin Trudeau won't be the prime minister leading or the leader of the party into the next election. Maybe the NDP will say, you know what, Jagmeet, you've had 2 kicks at the can, didn't really do much there, we're going to have to turf you.
Yeah.
We've seen the Greens. They've already turfed their leader. She resigned. But there was so much turmoil before and during that election.
Well, the likelihood is that she would have been turfed.
This is Annamie Paul.
Yes, Annamie Paul likely would have been turfed had she not resigned. And I think that's why, well, I shouldn't say that's why, I don't want to speak for her, but that was part of what went into her decision. I think she just felt, look, this is inevitable anyways. I'm displeased as it stands. I'm going to step down.
Tell us what happened with Annamie Paul, because some people may have been aware that there were lawsuits in the party with her and the party heading into the federal election. There was a lot of discontent. It kind of clouded the whole election for the Greens, and they really underperformed, if you will. In the minute we have left before commercial, could you give us a sense as to what was happening? And we could pick it up even after commercial, but what happened with the Greens?
Well, look, for the purpose of time, you said we've got 60 seconds. I'll say this.
But we can have it after the commercial.
The Greens shot themselves in the foot.
Oh.
Greens shot themselves in the foot. It was a consequential election. A lot of people were able to put their egos and themselves before party, and unfortunately, you've seen the party unravel.
Okay, but what was this lawsuit before the election?
There was a lawsuit between Annamie and the party because she wanted funds. She wanted funds to be able to actually run a successful national campaign, and the party didn't want to give her that. At least that was part of it.